The Mefarshim have a very hard time understanding the Chet HaEgel. How is it possible that Am Yisrael, who just a few weeks earlier declared Nasa v'Nishma and their fealty towards Hashem, that now they are found committing the most egregious of Averos, the Avera of Avodah Zarah? And the Netziv offers a fascinating explanation. The Netziv writes that there were Jews at that time who felt that they were not worthy of living on the exalted level that they were. Klal Yisrael at that time were led by Hashem on a lemala min hateva, a supernatural plane. And there were Jews at the time, there were Jews among them who felt, on what merit are we zoche to be living on this supernatural plane? We don't have such zechuyos. We're not so righteous. And they concluded that it must only be because of Moshe Rabbeinu. In the merit of Moshe Rabbeinu's tzidkus, Moshe Rabbeinu's level of righteousness, that's why we live, that's how we merit to live Lamala Min HaTeva. And so when Moshe went up to the mountain, and it looked like Moshe wasn't coming back, the people panicked. Now the Lamala Min HaTeva existence is no longer going to be. We're going to have to live B'derech HaTeva, by natural means. And we're in the middle of a midbar, we're in the middle of a desert. Not in the midst of civilization. How are we possibly going to provide for ourselves by natural means? And the people realized there was only one option, and that was to daven to Hashem. To daven that Hashem would provide them with parnasa. But the people, again, they felt, who are we to daven to Hashem? Us, on such a low spiritual level, we're going to call out to Hashem. We need someone holier. We need someone closer to Hashem to daven for us. Someone like Moshe. And the role of the Egel HaZahav, the role of the golden calf that they built, was to serve as that intermediary who would daven on their behalf to Hashem. The Netziv writes how although this was the original intention, the situation unraveled and ultimately people began to worship the Egel as an Avodah Zarah itself. But the Netziv emphasizes the fallacy in this way of thinking. The fallacy in thinking that I cannot approach Hashem in tefillah. Who am I? I'm not worthy. That a bigger tzaddik is needed. Someone closer to Hashem is needed to daven on my behalf. While of course there's merit to a tzaddik's tefillos on behalf of someone else, for a person to say, I can't daven, is a mistake. Hashem wants the tefillos of each and every individual Jew. There's a similar idea, not the same idea, somewhat different, but a related idea found in a comment of the Radak in Parshas Bereshis. The pasuk tells us, with the birth of Enosh, Az hu chal lekro b'shem Hashem. At that time, mankind began to call out in the name of God. The Mefarshim debate what exactly this pasuk means. The Radak explains al pi pshat that what it means is, with the birth of Enosh, man realized that he can call out to Hashem in tefillah. That davening is effective. Until then, people thought whatever Hashem decreed is final, and tefillah cannot play any role. Man realized, no, at that time, man can reach Hashem in tefillah. Rav Soloveitchik is quoted as having commented on the parak of Tehillim, Ashrei Yoshvei Beisecha, that we say in davening every single day, that the psukim say, B'chol yom avarechecha v'ahalel shemcha le'olam va'ed. Every day I praise you, Hashem. Every day I come to you in tefillah, and I praise you for all eternity. But tefillah is perplexing. Gadol Hashem umhulal me'od l'gdulaso ein cheker. Hashem is so great beyond comprehension. How can lowly man approach the exalted God in tefillah? How can finite man daven to infinite God? And the next pasuk tells us the answer. Dor ledor yishabach ma'asecha ugvurosecha yagidu. Because in every generation people davened. We have a Mesorah that, as irrational as it may seem, as philosophically impossible as it may be, finite man can approach and converse with infinite God. We can daven to Hashem, and Hashem is listening to our tefillos. The mistake of Klal Yisrael at the time of the Chet HaEgel was, they thought that even if Hashem listens to tefillos, it's only from the greatest tzaddikim. It's only from those who are on the highest spiritual levels, and the Netziv emphasizes that is incorrect. Every single member of Klal Yisrael can daven. Hashem listens to every single one of our tefillos.